I am trying to be a YouTuber now. And it's freaking tough. So, since I don't quite know exactly what the channel is going to be about just right now, I made a promise to myself to upload consistently whatever I can come up with for now, until I become introspective enough that I know if this is actually something that I really want to do because I want to do it, or is it something that I want to do for external reasons, kind of like why I did acting for 7 years of my life. Let's not talk about that, okay? But realistically, I've been bouncing ideas back and forth. And if you're also thinking about starting a channel, this might be relatable. But if not, please tell me your secret for mental sanity because I am about to lose it. So what I've been doing for years now, and I'm normally not like a huge procrastinator, but maybe I have some commitment issues, I don't know. But what I've been doing now is I've been strategizing, coming up with these concepts for shows or channels, and I've been doing all of the marketing and really trying to see it from like more of a business perspective. And every night I swear I have the next awesome idea, and I even go to design the banner art and open yet another channel with the perfect name, and then I kind of just don't follow through because on the back of my head I feel like it's not gonna work. And I know it's stupid, I get it, we've all heard on motivation, yada yada yada, but to truly get you out of that comfort zone and just do the freaking thing you want to do, I don't know. I mean, it's analysis paralysis, or the way I call it, creative hell, because I've been burnout before and I'm trying not to do it again. So I really want to know if there's something that I want to do. But as all humans are freaking bananas, it's hard to know sometimes, at least for me, what is it that I want to do exactly. And today, being my birthday, I figured, okay, well, at least let's just try to do it. Let's try to just make some videos, see if there's anything that you like. I'm going to put this up and no one's going to watch it, and that's fine, because I think what I'm trying to do is, do I like this? Is there any aspect of this that I like, right? Talking to a camera, pretending like I'm engaging with humans out in the world when I'm obviously in my bedroom, pretty much in my pajamas, and I'm trying to see, is this something you want to do? And not to get super philosophical, although I do love to talk about the bigger questions in life, but I don't know if this thing, I don't know if this thing we call finding your purpose is something that I am signing up for anymore. I don't know. I don't know if I've become more of a nihilist or an absurdist, but I just more and more recently feel like if nothing really matters, right? If for whatever reason we do things always with some sort of hidden motivation, or even if that's not the case. For example, yesterday I was watching this film on Netflix about Diane Nida. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the name, but she was a swimmer, and she tried to swim from Cuba to Florida, which had never been done before. They said it was impossible. She tried it when she was young, and as she was swimming, nature got in the way and she couldn't finish. So it cuts to when she becomes 60. It's her 60th birthday. It's always birthdays, huh? That trigger you to be like, you're going to die, you gotta do something with your life. Anyway, so she's 60 now, and she decides that she's going to do it. And I mean, I don't think it's a spoiler, it's based on real life, but anyway, she ends up doing it, and it takes her like 5 attempts, I think. Her team pretty much, breaking up and all the, the dramas of the movies. But what I was taking away from it is she did this thing that objectively does not really serve anybody, right? If she would have done that or not, the world would have not been any different, right? I mean, Yeah, she is a source of inspiration for a lot of people and she was able to accomplish her goal, but objectively, it's not like, we have more energy or resources or the planet is cleaner or, she cured cancer or things like that, right? And in a very like cold, objective way, there wasn't really anything that changed. And so, but for her, that was her whole world and that was something that she was born to do, right? And so, in a world where there's that, and then there's also people like Jeff Bezos who like built an empire, right? And everything in the middle, everything in between that spectrum, it just makes me wonder if what I choose to do with my life, whether grandiose or mundane, really matters, right? And for the most part, I always feel I'm in a time crunch, right? I feel like if I don't choose something, I'm going to regret it, and that every day that passes is a day that I didn't choose what I wanted to do, and that I'm not living my life to the fullest of its potential. But at the same time, I can realize that it doesn't really matter what I choose. And unless I choose something very impactful to society, it's not going to matter that much. And even if so, it's still going to be one of those things where, yeah, some people might remember you, you know, and maybe that's not important at all, but it just really makes me wonder if it matters. And if it doesn't, how can I get my brain to feel comfortable with the fact that it can choose anything, no matter how silly it is, as long as I enjoy it? But if you're anything like me, as soon as you choose something, your brain is almost going into guilty mode because of all of the things you're not doing from choosing this thing. And then I tend to go on, different projects. So I recently started learning quantum mechanics. It's fun, dense, of course, but it's a thing that I was doing. Robotics, programming. I got into DIY stuff, more art stuff, video games, just reading a ton of random stuff now. Finances, definitely that one, was a bit beneficial to myself. But still, I just started doing a ton of random stuff because I wanted to figure out, well, what is it that ticks within me? And I thought I knew what it was. When I was growing up, I always wanted to be an actor. And when I was like about 20 something, I pursued that. And I did it. I did it, not crazy successful, but I was in commercials and I made some money off of it. I met a great amount of people. I had my own like production company. So, I did it. I can't say I didn't. So, but there was this one day a couple of years ago where I burned out and I was exhausted and I had pretty much like a midlife crisis, I suppose. I'm not sure if that's the right term, but I just felt like, I don't know, I just like snapped out of it. I woke up and I was like, I don't really want to do this. The lifestyle that it requires to do this is just not for me. And I kind of like ditched it. And there's no emotion behind it now. Some of my friends ask me, do you still miss it? Do you still want to do it? And honestly, I don't. Not the acting part. I still am creative. I still do videos. This is why I'm trying to do this, or whatever this is going to be. This is just probably a rant that no one's going to listen, and that's fine. It's more for me right now, because that's another thing. I'm trying to do things, again, it's the theme of this video, right? I'm trying to do things for me for the purpose that I can, so that I can kind of understand what it is that I like and don't like. And it's hard, for me at least, because I guess I've never really done things for myself. Like, there's this concept, at least in the West, about being selfish and how bad it is. So I've really, taken that label to its literal meaning and have tried not to be selfish, although, one can argue that we're all selfish all the time. But I think now I'm trying to recontextualize, because recently I learned that that us humans kind of assigned a positive or negative value to labels, words, and we kind of stick to it. We're very rigid, but in reality, nothing is really very rigid, right? Everything fluctuates based on perspective of when you are and time and conditions, etc. So maybe being selfish was a good thing, and because we were trying, or at least I was trying to avoid it for so long, I feel like now I lost this innate ability to really connect with myself, and not like in a esoteric way, more like just what is it that I want and what is it that makes me enjoy the moment. And they always say, I heard this quote from someone that said that the things that you enjoy, you pretty much already do. You just don't think of them as things that you could do in a more business oriented, right? But they say like, oh, maybe you find yourself like drawing and you can get lost in it. Or, oh, maybe, when you're doing X or Y activity at work, you can really get lost in the moment, or you get into like that flow state and time kind of dilates and all of that. And I have noticed that there's some moments when I'm doing creative work like digital art or designing something like interior design, even product design, anything that's in that creative space. I can spend hours and hours doing that. Sometimes I don't sleep, not good, but I don't sleep because I'm, trying to finish something. But the problem that I've had is that once I take that and I try to put it in a rigid structure, for example, a YouTube channel where, consistency is key and you have to have like a project plan and a content strategy and all that, I feel like part of me feels almost like a rebel and doesn't want to do it just because of that. Because in my head, there's this weird concept that the things you enjoy should kind of come freely and go and be something that's kind of fluctuating, which I know it's not smart from a business perspective. And I'm trying to understand it in a different way where, maybe I should just think about it as a business, get what I want out of the business, and then at some point in the future, I'd be taken care of financially, or I'll have enough of a foundation or other, streams of income to where I can just do art for the sake of doing art. But at the same time, there's, contradictions all the time, but there's always this notion of, well, you're always putting away, or kind of not procrastinating, but you're always pushing the things you want to do for later time, right? It's always, oh, you do this so that in the future you can kind of enjoy and do things. So that's where I'm at in my life. I just turned 34, and I think all of these questions about purpose and meaning and time feel like they're looming on the horizon, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I think it is challenging because although I probably heard advice from, people that were older as I was younger, and you kind of just disregard them because you're not living through it, or it doesn't mean the same thing as it means to them. And I think I'm finally at that point where it means the same that they were trying to figure out, and now they moved on, right? And it's one of those moments where I'm always like, man, if I only knew then, right? But you do know, it just never works because you have to experience it. So that's it. That's my rant for today. This is my video. I'm going to post it because I promised myself that I was going to make videos of different formats and see if I liked doing it. So if you did decide to listen, I really do appreciate it. And if you are on the same boat, engage. It doesn't even have to be in the comments. I'm not going to be that guy. At least not now. But send me an email or something. I think my contact information is going to be up. And maybe we could talk. Maybe we could go for coffee and just talk, because I think it is one of those really weird stages in life, your 30s. And I think it's important to at least think about it enough to where we can feel at ease. Anyway, that's it. I hope you guys have a great night or day, good day. I don't know what time or where you're looking at this from, but thanks for listening to the rant, and have a good one. I don't know why I'm doing that. Bye.